Today we're going to go over how to build a sequential style program that utilizes multiple setups within a single edge program. So what you see here is I have a part that I would like to dovetail, then I would like to maneuver it over to a dovetail fixture, and then at that point I would like to bring it back to my vise over here on the right hand side. I have a double station vise over here, and this would be a sequential style program that I would want to run just to proof out to make sure that all of my programs would function in their respective stations. So to do that, what I did and what you see here is I have my first three dovetail cutter ops right here. So this will just run the facing portion of it, and then it would actually cut that dovetail. So to do this, this is just your standard run-of-the-mill style programming. You wouldn't have to do anything different inside of ESPRIT or inside of the interface itself. So as you can see there, it only cut my dovetail. So my dovetail is prepped, and it's also ready for my dovetail fixture over here. So what you see over here on my right hand side again, so I'm actually going to go back into simulation and stop. So let's go back here to my programming interface, and I have my drilling op, my side one rough, side one rough. So it just roughs the two sides and the center hole to the middle. All right, so how do I transition this over to my next dovetail fixture? And that is by utilizing the add setup function up here. So if I click on add setup right here, you'll see this pop up, and this will look just like your machine setup. I mean, it's practically identical. So what I would like to do is I'd like to add my roughed part, or I say rough part, or my dovetail part to this dovetail fixture. So to do that, I would just click on my dovetail fixture here, and then just like you would in your machine setup, come up here to workpiece. So one difference that you'll see, and that is your part workpiece. So if I click on this, I see the drop down. It says workpiece 1, and it says 1. So this would just be your solid state for your just rough piece material. If I click on 1-2, this is actually your updated stock. So this is after your first setup over here. This will be after those machining ops. So what I need to do now is I'm just going to translate it up into position. All right, so now I have it in position. All I'm going to do now is hit OK. And this is where you could, if you needed to remove certain fixturing off the table, so say if for some reason I had clearance issues and I actually needed to take the vise off, I can come over here and I can just hit delete on that. I'm not going to right now, but I'm just going to leave it in here for the moment. You could add new fixtures, you could add new vices, you could add a single vice at this point if you wanted to. It's pretty much up to you what you would want to do at this point. But all right, now I'm going to hit OK. And now what you'll see is you'll see a setup 2 over here and a sequence 2 over here. So what you also see are these operations are above my sequence 2. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab all of these operations that I have suppressed, and I'm just going to drag them down below sequence 2. So you can actually move different operations to different sequences or different setups if you wanted to, and you can do this while programming, and it's all live. So at this point, I want to unsuppress my 3 operations that I have right here. And what you'll see now is that I have a roughing operation on one side, roughing operation on the opposing side, and a drilling operation. So what does this mean? That means that in my setup 2, I now have 3 separate operations. Typically speaking, you wouldn't program it all in one and then go back and add your sequences in or your different setups. You would do it as you would traditionally machine this out. But in the end, it's still possible to move operations from one setup to another. All right, so what do we see now? We see that we are able to go from, and we'll just go through simulation here real quick. So it'll face it off, it'll cut each side of the dovetail, but then it'll move over, and now we see a transition over to the second setup. So I'm going to let this go for a second just to watch it rough out, just to show you the ease of doing this and the fact that ESPRIT supports this so well. Never mind any of the transition moves. Those can be altered and manipulated within the machine setup. It's not really a function of the setup 2 or setup 1 itself. All right, so at this point, what I would want to do now is I want to move it back over to my setup 2, or my first setup 3, but this will be my first vise, but my second jaw over here. All right, so I'm going to do the exact same method. I'm going to hit stop, go to the home tab. I'm going to hit add setup one more time. And at this point, I want to add my part back to my current vise. So I'm going to turn the machine view off just so we can get a better view of what we're doing here. So I'm going to click on my current vise, and just like we did previously, I'm going to click workpiece and then position 1 mounting, which would be in the front jaw, but this time I want to put it in position 2 mounting. Again, I want to prove out my sequence of events here. So workpiece 1-3, again, I have now 1-1, 1-2, which would be the dovetail cut, or the 1-3 now with everything roughed out. So I'm going to go once again and type in my translations and my rotations that I need. And then X will be -90. All right, so yeah, at this point, I'm just going to transition my dovetail up in order to remove it off. So hit OK. So just for simulation purposes, just to show you that you can add and remove certain items, I'm just going to come up here and I'm actually going to remove the rock block fixture off of this, and I'm going to hit OK. So again, what I want to do is I want to move my operation down below this. Once again, you don't need to create all your operations first and then organize them. You can actually do this as you go. So now what I want to do is I want to unsuppress this operation to apply an operation to my setup 3. And if I click on my machine simulation state over here, what I should be able to see is as I go through these, you'll see these actually transition from state to state. So if I click on an operation, which it may take time to load, it's still calculating in the background. But my first op right here, you'll see it in our first position. My second, I say op but setup, is in my second position, and my third is over here. And as you can see, the dovetail fixture has been taken off. It wasn't necessary to take it off right here, but just for demonstration purposes, of course. All right, so just to simulate what's going on here, you can now see in simulation this is gone and it only roughed off the top. And just to show that there was also nothing going on in between, meaning that there was nothing to be removed in between manually that I didn't show in the video. Just going to run through simulation very quickly. This is op 2. It goes in, it does some roughing, and then the very last op you'll see here in a second, it actually transitions over to my second set of jaws, and in the end you'll have all 3 setups proven out. So as this transitions over to the last op and does the final 37 seconds of cutting, the reason why you would want to do this over anything else, actually this is a great explanation right here too, not necessarily an explanation, but a great show right here. It says y-axis over travel limit. So what's happening is it's actually trying to maneuver too far for the cut, but this is not necessarily the cut, this is more so the transition into the cut because it's trying to rotate the table. Again, this can all be fixed or changed inside of your machine setup through the home tab, but not necessary for right now. This is just your rotary axis clearance movements. Nothing that you wouldn't have to go into and change regardless if you're doing any type of operation where it required rotary axis clearance, large rotary axis clearance values. So just to get into why you would want to do this over the process of adding all 3 parts to your machine setup, which would mean that this would be a workpiece in itself here. Let me get out of simulation just so I can better explain this. So if you were to go into your home tab and click on machine setup, and say you had a 3-axis table, you had 3 separate vices set up, and you just wanted to machine all 3 at the same time at the states that we have here. So this will be state number 1, state number 2, and state number 3. So that is definitely an option still. This would just be a better option to start with, because at this point what you can do is you can save out your stocks, your intermediate stocks. So at this cut I can right click and I can just say save stock to file. Same thing here, and then same thing here. Why would I do that? Sorry, why would I do this sequential style before I do the opposing style where I would go ahead and add the stocks? Is because typically speaking, I would say traditionally speaking, before what you would have to do is you would have to create this separate file by itself, and then you would go in and save the stock. Then you would create this file where you would go in and add the stock that you created here into this file, and then you would save this stock out and do the same thing for a third file, potentially combining all in at the third file. This is a way you can do it without having to do that. And the reason why I say this would be a precursor to it is because at the end, you can actually go in and delete these setups and then reassociate your reassociate your operations to their respective setup within the machine setup when you're trying to do it as production mode rather than sequentially. Production mode means that all three are present at the same time. As you can see, only one part is present in the machining sequence here. Production mode would be that all three are present at the same time, and you minimize your tool changes, you minimize your operation, let's just say your total operation time, because you're optimizing your tool changes and rotations pretty much within the ESPRIT file. Again, this would be a precursor and a step to work your way towards production mode, getting the sequential mode right first and then transitioning over. This can also be done in a lathe setup as well. This is not proprietary, or this is not restricted to milling or 5-axis milling or horizontal milling. This can be done on lathes as well. So say if your lathe doesn't have a sub spindle on it and you do something called a part flip in the main spindle where you machine it out, flip it over, then set a second datum. This can all be done within the exact same file using the exact same add setup. If you would like a video on that, or if you would like more information on that, just reach out to us. You can leave a comment, whichever method you think would work best for you. And at that point, we can create a new video on that and just give more explanation on it. If you would like to see more of these tutorials, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel to receive notifications when new content is released. You can also find these videos and correlating blog posts at pmtechnologies.com.